What's up, folks? Welcome to another edition of the Critical Beard Podcast. I am one of your hosts, the Cardinal. This is my co-host, the Meat Bear.
The Meat Bear. The Meat Bear.
He's evolving.
That's never not going to be weird.
Yeah, we got a big, fat, dirty show for you today. Filled with gabs and gooks. And so we're going to start with a little segment I like to call What You Playing, and sell me what you playing.
Tell me what you're playing. I'm playing Final Fantasy 3, but not the one that we got. This is the real one, but it's the remake of the real one, so...
Wait. Not this one?
Not that one.
This is Final Fantasy 3.
I know. Apparently, they don't know how to count over there. So,
yeah.
I don't know. But this is coming from the guy who's rocking a Final Fantasy Spirits Within t-shirt, so you probably shouldn't believe anything I say about Final Fantasy.
That's true, but you can believe anything I say about...
Yeah, whatever. I'll keep with my deep cut.
Oh, that's a great... I didn't even know that anyone ever had a shirt about...
I actually had two. I had two. I gave one to Chelsea Foster, which I regret to this day. It's like, dang it. It was a cool one too. It was like a baseball tee with like a poster.
This is what I live my life by. Never give anything to anybody ever.
Never. Just don't do it.
Don't, because you're always going to go, damn it.
Yeah. They're either going to leave you or they're going to die or something's going to happen.
Yeah, I shouldn't have given my grandma that gift.
I shouldn't have gave my kids so much attention. I'm never going to get that back.
Yeah, that attention could have gone to something real. You know?
Something substantial. But yes, Final Fantasy 3. I'm wrapping up my review for Final Fantasy 2. Finishing up my notes. Then I'm going to record it, and then I'll probably be out late next week, or by Friday. But yeah, Final Fantasy 3 is cool. It's very grindy. They made it much more difficult than the original for some unknown reason.
Unbeknownst.
Yeah, I don't know why, but super grindy. But the music's good. The job system is simple but fun, and yeah, it's pretty tight.
Pretty cool.
I'm just ready to get to 4, 5, and 6.
To the golden age. You're ready to get to the golden age?
Because this like the first three are interesting from like a scholastic kind of like historical, like, wow, so much impact. You can see where all these things came from. This is really cool. Give me Final Fantasy 4. I want.
Yeah, I mean the SNES. The SNES. What is it?
The SNES.
British people call it the SNES. Have you heard this? It's not even SNES. It's
they say Z instead of zero, so yeah, everything they say is just.
We shouldn't listen to anyone who's a Brito. A Brito. That's those goddamn Brita filters. That's the slang.
So what are you playing?
What am I playing? Well, I am playing this video game right here.
Oh, that's such a good game.
I've never actually played more than an hour of it.
Oh, it's so great.
Dude, it's so good. Like, it's like, and I thought I'd have that weird, because like it's weird. I can jump back to DS games because of the art style, but like the 3DS stuff with all the like the chunky blockiness of the 3DS. It's sometimes I feel like it might be harder to go back to just because of the, like they're trying to have like 3D graphics.
Oh, the 3D works really well on that game, honestly.
I'm playing it on a 2DS, so there is no 3D.
The hell? But the game is literally about changing your dimensional perspective and going into another dimension of space.
It's just as good. When I first played it on a 3DS, I turned the 3D off.
Yeah, I know. You don't use it. I support Nintendo and all their gimmicks. Skyward Sword,
fine,
there.
But to me, the only game that really the 3D really did anything for was Mario 3D Land.
Yeah, it was pretty integral, kind of integral to like make jumps because you have to have that depth.
depth perception.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, cool.
Dude, it's like the gameplay in that game is like so refined and so smooth. Just like honestly, like moving Link around and like just the gameplay in general, even to me, like feels better than even like the remake of Link's Awakening. Just it's so freaking smooth. Even smooth, like Link's Awakening's great. It's one of my favorite Zelda games, but like this one, just I don't know, man. It just like the move, like Link, just like he just butters around, you know, because he's like fat. He like walks pretty damn fast. Like even I don't know. It just feels good, and the fact that I just know the map because it's
that's
it's like
I was never expecting a direct sequel to Link to the Past, and I definitely didn't think it would be as nearly as good.
I still don't think I quite understood what this game was. I don't think it was marketed very well.
Yeah, not really. Well, I mean, the thing is, like, most of the Zeldas on the 3DS were either remakes or they're spin-offs. So you get this direct sequel to Link to the Past, and if you don't... They kind of did like the Final Fantasy 15 thing where they're like, for longtime fans and newcomers, and it just ended up confusing everyone because it's like they didn't really feel like they had an identity when they were marketing it. Because, that game was not marketed very well. They should have just come out of the gates like, hey... You like Link to the Past? Buy this sequel, and everyone would have been like, "Yes, I will buy this. It's a sequel. I will buy it."
It almost feels like a like top down version of the experiment they went with in Breath of the Wild, where it was just like, go do whatever you want.
And honestly, I really liked the item rental mechanic. A lot of people hated it, but I felt like it was a very interesting way to open up the possibility to do a dungeon in any order, but it didn't punish you. Like if you wanted to do something, then just rent an item and go do it. Or if you have enough rupees, just buy it and go do it.
Yeah, because you just walk up to something and it's like, hey, this has this symbol on it, and then you go back to the little bunny boy, and you're like, yo, bunny boy, give me that thing, and he's like,
and I like the ability to buy things because like in every Zelda game, you always end up with too many rupees. Like you're just like, why do I have all these rupees?
Yeah,
I can't do anything.
Out, and then you gotta go get a bigger wallet or whatever.
In that game, I'm just like always spending rupees.
Just spend it,
spend it, dog.
Get that moo milk.
Oh, I love the mime eyes. They're so cute,
dude.
They're like
it's very nostalgic, even though like I've never really actually played it before. What the hell?
Well, that's why I think it's such a good sequel because the map is familiar, but they change enough things that you'll be like, the more you play it, you'll be like, oh, this is different. Wow.
Well, and then they add a lot of stuff from like Ocarina of Time, like Dompe.
Yeah.
And just general stuff from other Zelda games in here. So it just, I don't know. It has that like, I don't know. It has that. It's almost self-aware in that way. Yeah. It's like we're self-aware. It's so meta, bro.
So meta. Well, I think it definitely meta. It definitely like took some. Well, it took some notes from Link's Awakening, and then Link's Awakening took some notes from that because Dompe is in Link's Awakening as well.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Wait, but not in the original.
No. Not in the original.
He's
in the remake.
the dungeon maker.
Yeah, he's in the dungeon builder guy, which was not nearly as cool as. I'm just like, really, the thing that everyone's been asking for ever since like Mario Maker came out, and
then they're just like, just put Link in Mario Maker, and then okay.
Everyone's like, tight.
tight. And then I'm playing a little bit of Crosscode and Spiritfarer. I really like Crosscode. It's hard, very hard. There's difficulty sliders, and it's still hard even when you knock the difficulty down a little bit. Like you get wrecked so bad at that game. And then Spiritfarer is fun. I've realized though what happens to me with sim games and time management games. Right, I start it. I like Animal Crossing, Stardew Valley, and Spiritfarer. Now it's like I'm really, really into it for a day and a half, and then I'm like, And then I don't know, like I fall off. Of course, Animal Crossing, I lasted a little bit longer because it has that Nintendo charm on it. But like, with Spirit, I'm still into it. But like, I don't know why for some reason it's hard for me to like go back just because like I'm just not. I guess I'm just I don't work that way.
I mean,
I kind of
with those types of genres, like I don't know, they're type of genre because they're like you play at your leisure, but if you're not that type of player, you can just like I don't know. It's like they're made towards like more like casual, like you can just pick up and play whenever you want. But that's not what it attracts. It attracts hardcore people who play them 20 hours a day.
Yeah, I've heard like so many people just raving about Spiritfarer Online, and it's getting really great reviews and stuff. And I do see the quality in it. It's extremely high quality. The animations are insane. The game just looks good. Everything that it's very charming, but it's still one of those like it's just that gameplay loop, and I'm just always like, I gotta water it again. And then I'm like, and then now I harvest it. Oh, I gotta plant new seeds. Okay, guy. All right. Oh, now my villager. You're hungry again. You're hungry again, Jonathan. Can't you just eat yourself? Why do I always have to give you food? There's a garden downstairs. Asshole.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, why do these people have to feed? Like, can't they just feed themselves?
The Noah's Ark aspect of it is really cool because you're just like you're like patchworking your own building.
There needs to be you remember those old terrible Bible games on the NES and the Genesis, like those licensed games? There needs to be like a resurgence of those, but like do like a Spiritfarer kind of sim with like
Noah's Ark sim game. That would be great. Yeah, I'd totally play that.
That'd be kind of cool. It's like, all right, you got 40 days.
You got 40 days.
You gotta find the crow they sent out.
Oh, no. You lost 12 villagers. So yeah, that's what I'm playing. Yeah, loving. I'm really like magnetized to Link Between Worlds. So that's kind of my baby.
That's good. I'm glad you're. It's a short game, so I'm sure you'll finish it.
Short games.
Yeah, it's a short game. It's about as long as Link to the Past, maybe a little longer.
A short hike is also
a short hike.
I love that damn game, dude. I'm gonna play it again. Like that game's so good. Watch my review on our YouTube channel that you're watching now.
Do it.
So we're gonna walk into some news. John, what do we have on the news docket today? Not too much to really go on, but we do want to talk a little bit about a new television show announced today for Resident Evil.
Resident Evil television show, John.
And it's about a person's children.
It's Wesker's It's Wesker's twin daughters for some reason.
Wesker's dogs.
It takes place in the future or something.
Okay, honestly, I fell off of Resident Evil really like, so I don't really know the lore anyway. But like, it seems like when they try to do like a cross media thing with Resident Evil, like a movie or something, like it always takes place in like the far future, and it's like this weird post-apocalypse.
What's up with the characters you're familiar with?
Yeah, or just even like the setup. Like I don't know, because like I don't know, it's weird, especially since like Resident Evil kind of returned to its form with 7 being like a very small story, not about big, vast global conspiracies. It's just this guy in a house. It's like cool. That's like the first game, cool. And then like the show is like the daughters of Albert Wesker, 20 years in the future, where the world is decimated by the virus. It's like, no one wants this.
Yeah. And it's just like Mad Max or something, and you're like, this isn't even Resident Evil anymore. What is happening?
Exactly. It's like I think it's the 3rd or the 4th Resident Evil movie is like Mad Max. It's like, what? Mm-hmm. Where did they get this from?
What is this? This isn't even Resident Evil. Yeah. I mean, you're not even... Like I remember seeing the first movie even in theaters, and it was kind of like
acceptable-ish.
Because there was a few video game movies I remember seeing in theaters. One of them is on your shirt, and the other one, definitely Resident Evil and Mario Brothers. Now, Final Fantasy Spirits Within, I was like, oh, there's nothing really recognizable Final Fantasy-wise about this, but I wasn't upset about that because every Final Fantasy is a different cast of characters.
Plus, the movie did involve a plot about basically the live stream. So,
and But like I wanted some thematic, you know, like some Moogle or Chocobo.
Yeah,
somewhere.
right. Show us. There's a Sid.
There is a Sid. I'll give you a Sid. And then, yeah, I don't know, man. And then, I saw Resident Evil, and I thought it was a good movie, but I didn't think it was like a good Resident Evil movie.
Yeah.
I just thought it was like a decent zombie film. It was fun, but I was like, I don't know how this has anything to do with like Melissa Rodriguez. Okay, but
yeah, it's like the Fast and Furious chick. Okay,
Mila Jovovich, cool.
Mila Jovovich, who's like married to the director, and it's so incredibly obvious that it's just like. Every Resident Evil, she just gets more and more like godlike in her powers. It's like someone's placating to their wife.
She's like, honey, this time I want to have crazy powers.
I love that like mysterious Eastern European accent you just use.
I don't know. Is that how she talks?
Probably. I don't know. She probably doesn't have much of an accent anymore.
Yeah. Hello, my name is Mila.
Hello, my name is Jovovich.
Jojovis. So yeah.
But that's Resident Evil show, whatever. Have they even said it? It's probably going to be animated just for sake of it being cheaper to do so.
Speaking of animated, there's another video game television show that dropped a trailer, and that is Dragon's Dogma.
Dogma by Capcom.
What do we think about that, bit, Selmo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna watch it.
It looks a lot like.
It doesn't look bad, but like, I haven't even finished Castlevania, so it's like there's no way I'm going to start Dragon's Dogma. I'm just like,
To me, Castlevania has this deep, rooted it's got this like deep history of so much stuff to kind of work with, and it's based all around Dracula, which is like classic.
Everyone knows Dracula.
Yeah. There's so much style to it and stuff versus like Dragon's Dogma. I'm like, okay,
I don't like the animation. I don't like the animation really at all.
To me, it doesn't match it. Like, because the game was all like an ugly. Like,
well, have you seen? Did you see that video? That video that I sent you? It was the original, the game's original opening intro song. No. I sent it to you a long time ago. But it's this. It's about as anime J-pop intro as you can think of.
And it doesn't like match the game at all.
It doesn't match the tone at all. So they took it out in subsequent versions.
That I noticed because I've played that game. Like that's a game I picked up multiple times. I picked it up. And I'll get through, like, it's just, I always get to the point where it gets a little obtuse, and I'm like, what am I doing? And then I, like, kind of fall off of it. But I played through that intro at least 3 times, and I remember the voice of the dragon being something specifically that I liked in the game. And then in this anime, the voice of the dragon is just a generic monster voice.
I'm a dragon now.
Yeah. I'm now a dragon. And it's like, okay.
You're hot.
And the other thing I thought was cool is that in the thing he like used his nail to like pick your heart out, and he didn't do that. Cool. He did more of like a magic thing, and I was like, lame. Yeah. I don't know. Whatever. Dragon's Dogma really out of all.
I just really hope that
all
just
the Capcom.
I know
for Netflix. Netflix, dude. Capcom has Mega Man, Devil May Cry, fucking Street Fighter. We couldn't do any of those.
Ghost the series. I'd watch.
What the hell is happening?
Arthur the Knight. In his underwear.
Yes. Ghosts and Goblins, Breath of Fire series, whatever. I mean, something. They all would have made more sense. That actual trailer would have made more sense as a Breath of Fire trailer than.
See, I just the only gleam of hope I get out of this Dragon's Dogma series is that hopefully it's revving up to a sequel. Because I'm sick of. They just keep on porting it. It's like all right,
remastered, redone 4 times.
Yeah, it's like. It's a remastered HD version of the DLC director's cut. Dude,
it's definitely reaching that like Skyrim, Resident Evil 4 level of like how many fucking consoles can we put this thing on? But yeah, anyways, so moving on to the last bit of news, which was the Nintendo
Mini Direct.
Doo-doo Direct.
Gosh. Nintendo fanboys are all the same.
Nintendo. So Nintendo is like, we're gonna have a direct. They're still. So here's my thing.
It was a mini direct. Get over it.
There was a bunch of people. I don't care. They already did that. They needed
Should
to not
care.
do that. What they should have done is just not done that original direct, and at least they had like
Yeah.
Shin Megami at the very end, which was
We're
kind
gonna
of like, oh, okay, that's cool. Anyways, they needed to, for one, they should have added combined those two mini direct partner showcases. I don't know why they just split them up, especially because one only had like 4 games. This one at least had more games, so I'll give them that. It didn't feel like an actual thing where they were showing off games versus just like, here's 3 games, and you're like, what the hell was that? But yeah, it was whatever. It was whatever.
Puyo Puyo Tetris 2.
I've heard a lot of people. I'm not.
I like Tetris, and I'm kind of into Puyo Puyo, but the fact that you can play like 2-player, like versus one person playing Tetris and one person playing Puyo Puyo. I don't know. I don't like a lot of those droppy puzzle games, but I do like Tetris, and I like Columns. Columns is pretty much just Puyo Puyo.
Sega classics.
Classics, Columns 2 bits, but and then the Saga collection. Oh, I'm sorry, capital S-A, capital G, which I don't think anyone in the world was expecting at all. Like,
I mean, that was so
one.
strange. I'm okay with it.
I think it's amazing because those are like the Saga series gets no love from Square. I mean, I take that back. In the last couple of years, they've been remaking and remastering Romancing Saga games, and like releasing Romancing Saga games that we never got here. So that's cool. But they've been doing it just for the Romancing series, and I don't care about Romancing Saga. So this is cool.
I played a crazy amount of Final Fantasy.
The first one,
in middle school, and I don't think I ever beat it. Like it wasn't even that the games, they were hard, but like it was also like, what am I supposed to do? Like,
that's
some of
the game.
I remember
it's a Game Boy game.
Like, so lost.
Yeah, that's what you get when you put a Japanese role-playing game on a Game Boy. It's even more like walkthrough-itis. I don't know what's going on. What am I supposed to do?
Something really compelled me to play a lot of it, though. Like, I remember, like, really
because it had Final Fantasy on the cover.
Yeah, the cover was awesome.
Yeah, it was like green, and
it had
helmet.
Remember, it has like a helmet.
The second one is green. Yeah, the first one is like a
helmet on a
red. Yeah.
And like some like a sword on the desk, like just like it looks like an adventurer just like took off all his gear and like left it on this desk. And I was like, damn, that's a cool ass cover. But yeah, I mean, I'll play these games. I guess
I'll buy it. I'm gonna buy it. Just as a Final Fantasy.
Any Square collections that they're gonna bring to Switch, I want to let Nintendo know, please, and Square know,
right?
That please bring more of these.
Yeah.
But like for some reason, and then the other thing I want to bring up about that, so the Nintendo Showcase was just a bunch of confusing stuff that really most of the people were sitting here and going, no one asked for a lot of this. Or it also kind of maybe appealed to some, like a casual audience, I guess.
Yeah.
It had a lot of that, like, here's a boxing game, here's a Tetris game.
Here's Kingdom Hearts Theater Rhythm.
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts Rhythm. And you're like, there was a bunch of stuff that was already announced.
That's the thing. Yeah, that game was announced a while back.
And then the worst offender, which was they show at the very end of the thing, they show Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, which was literally coming the next day.
And they don't even say didn't even say coming out tomorrow. They're like coming out. He was like coming out. They said the date. They didn't even say tomorrow.
This is like the third time we've seen for the third or fourth time we've seen that game. Like,
because it kept getting pushed back.
And then from what I can tell, that game did not age well. I remember, I was thinking when we first got that announcement of Crystal Chronicles, I was like, the GameCube game, like I was like, I owned that game and I didn't really enjoy it very much. Like it was okay.
Because you needed like 3 Game Boy Advance SPs and link cables to actually play the game proper. It was like the Link's was it Four Sword Adventures? Mm-hmm. Cool if you have friends with money.
That, yeah. If you have friend who has $200 for a Game Boy Advance, and then whatever
and cable and
yeah, I don't know. That was a really confusing showcase. It was better than the first one, I think, by like a little bit.
Oh, I think it was better. It was much
just
better,
because it
man.
had some interesting
Fantasy
stuff
Legend.
on there, like that weird casual RPG looking thing, I guess, or whatever. I don't know. It was just a bunch of stuff that I was just like, huh. That I will say this: the worst game of all that entire thing was that god awful game. That game looked like a phone
It looked
game,
like,
dude.
yeah, it honestly, yeah, I was about to say, it looked like an Android game.
I mean, it looked so bad. It just looked bad. The animation and the graphics and like the physics, it just all looked so awful. I will say that one, right? They showed that soccer game, right?
Yeah.
Which they also showed
anime?
today on
Yeah,
Gamescom.
the anime one. Yeah.
Something Shibuya Soccer or something like that.
Yeah, Captain Shibuya, I think, something like that.
That actually looks kind of cool.
Well,
the more I
it's
thought about it, the more I was like, oh, it's like a
soccer game.
What's
but
a super
arcade
anime?
style.
Yeah, and you can dodge, and it'll show like a cutscene of you going and making a kick shot that like the ball goes like almost like
Who's on fire?
Yeah, I like those ridiculous arcade sports games. But anyways, so that's pretty much it for news.
I'm into that.
And speaking of Gamescom, which happened today, Gamescom happened today.
Day one happened today.
Topic day one. Gamescom, the night of some. What did they call this? The first night?
Oh, yeah, it was some BS.
It's a weird
subtitle.
name. It was a weird name. I was like, it was
like
the day
opening night live or something.
Yeah, it was like the first live night of the living nights.
Welcome to opening night live.
So we kicked off Gamescom first day with a game we've kind of seen before called Scarlet Nexus.
Yeah.
And it looks like an anime platinum kind of style looking game. I like the anime-ness. I kind of like the way the visuals look, the way that it just looks. I don't know. I like it, but I don't know what it is. Is it just a linear action game? Is it like an action RPG? I don't know what it is yet.
Does it matter?
It looks cool. I will probably play it. Then we got a look at Quantum Error.
This game,
which looks like Doom 3.
Yeah.
Like Doom 3 Part 2.
Yeah. I wanted to say it looked. It's not that it looked bad graphically. It just looked like, it looked like Doom 3 too. Like it looked
especially when they cut off. There's like a part where you just like cut off a zombie's head and his head just goes boom. It's just kind of like it's like the most ragdoll. Like I was like, okay.
Yeah. It looked kind of.
It was Doom 3 Part 2?
Maybe, like, it's probably like a AA game or something like that, but I don't know, like, they make a lot of games like that anymore, so.
Dude, the gameplay's fun.
Sci-fi, survival horror, whatever.
Yeah. It was kind of crazy, because it would be like survival horror, and the guy's like moving really slow, and there's like people getting dragged under a thing, and then it would show like a dude just like walking into a room with a minigun, just like, ah! I was just like, what is this? It had like a little bit of hints of, what was Event Horizon, or
yeah.
Like
with
hints
Sam
of that,
Neill,
or like Sunshine.
Fishburne.
Sunshine.
I didn't like Sunshine.
Huh?
I didn't like Sunshine. Take it back. No,
I wanted to. It's not my favorite from that director, but
I wanted to like it, but
it's fun. Then we got to look at Call of Duty, Cold Warfare, Coldies.
Yeah, whatever.
It was just a cinematic.
It was just a cinematic with like a guy with scars and them going, Cold War, Cold War, Cold War, Black Ops, Black Ops, Black Ops, bum bum.
Yep. So then we got.
We did get Jurassic Park Evolution coming on Switch.
Yeah.
I think it's a good fit.
Yes, I will say.
So,
I haven't jumped into that one just because, again, I'm not the biggest sim guy, but that does seem like a sim thing that would appeal to me because that sounds fun. But I don't know. We'll see how it runs. Just because a lot of stuff, if that has so much going on, it could like really not work on the Switch. Then we got a really strange look at Dragon Age 4 again.
That was a terrible behind the scenes look.
There wasn't a scene. We weren't going anywhere. There was no scene to go behind.
There was no scene to go behind. That was so bad.
That was all that was we still don't have this game even made at all to even show you anything.
Basically, it was just like random randos going, You heard of Dragon Age?
And he said they're like it's still in really early stages of development. I'm over here like the last Dragon Age came out in 2014, guy. I mean, CD Projekt Red is gonna actually have a game come out before you guys, and The Witcher 3 came out in 2015.
15, wow.
And so we haven't had a Dragon Age longer than we haven't had. I mean, come on, man. I don't know, man. I don't even know. BioWare is just I don't know. I have no hype. I don't care. They're so early in development. How in the hell are you so early in development? I don't understand. And they were like, well, we had to make original walls and original trees and environments and creatures. And I'm like,
everything is so original. Yeah.
You had to make a video game?
Like, who are you trying to convince, man?
I mean, if CD Projekt Red can make Cyberpunk in a shorter amount of time.
Yeah, but BioWare made in between Dragon Age did Mass Effect. I mean, that was another team, but it was still under the umbrella. And then they did Anthem.
Yeah.
So they've definitely had their resources hung up for some reason.
They're looking real good, though. The last few games, just real good.
Out of the park.
Out of the park. Really didn't have... I can't believe BioWare didn't have a single good game on this generation of hardware. That's crazy. Moving on to... Dirt 5 was announced. Sure, whatever.
I don't mind the Dirt games.
They're just,
right.
Unknown 9 Awakening, which was just a cinematic trailer of a girl turning invisible or something. And then,
she was slowing down time, and everyone was like,
"Oh!" At first, I was like, "Oh, she's kind of in the spirit world," and then she like came out of it, and then it was like, "Oh, she just slowed down time." Okay.
It's like, wow, I've never seen this in video games. Ooh, exciting.
It could be cool. I kind of did like the art style they had going on there a little bit, but
style that was like photorealism.
But we didn't see it had like a little cartoony stylizedness to it, but it didn't show us anything. We don't know anything.
You just know little girl time powers. Wow.
Little girl time power game. That's
little girl time power. Little girl time power.
Little girl, and then Bridge Constructor Walking Dead.
Well, it's a DLC to Constructor, which is Walking Dead.
They already had the Portal one, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So it's like what
no one cares about.
Is this an ad lib? A Mad Lib of franchises. It's just like the Bridge Constructor games added Portal and Walking Dead to their game. Okay. Sure.
They showed us some more Star Wars Squadrons. A little bit.
I'm excited for that game.
Yeah. The title
that's not a game that you really like.
Boring thing in my life.
Huh?
The title graphic is one of the most boring thing I've ever seen in my life. Like the Star Wars Squadrons logo. I don't know. It's just like there's something about the typeface and the style. I'm just like, that looks incredibly not exciting. Maybe because it's Star Wars and it doesn't look like Star Wars.
Maybe. I don't know. I can't even.
I need it in that Star Wars typeface, and it needs to be yellow for me to be interested. That's literally all I need.
It's not yellow. Meatball ain't mellow.
Mellow yellow.
Star Wars Squadrons is one of those things that obviously it's a dogfighting ship game. So I don't know that seeing gameplay of it is cool, but it's one of those games you need to play it. Like watching someone play that game isn't like something super cool. Like I just want to get my hands on it. It looks like everything I kind of want out of that kind of game, but hopefully they don't screw it up. I mean, it looks cool. I like everything I've seen so far. Looks I'm even down for like the online multiplayer. I'm not a huge online multiplayer guy, but like if it's a bunch of Star Wars ships, let's do it. Let's go. I'll take you down, Meatball. I'll take you down online.
Gene, what's your ship?
Oh, my ship? Dude, Stone Cold. X-Wing.
Figures.
Fighter.
The X-Wing fighter.
Dude, I love Star Wars ships so much. I could be any that's the one thing where
So good.
you know how like those things where you're like pick your team and you're obviously people are trying to be on one side or the other. You're like, oh, I want to be a TIE fighter. I want to be with Star Wars. I don't even care, dude. I love TIE fighters so much. I love X-Wings. I love A-Wings. I love B-Wings. I love Y-Wings. Y-Wings are underrated as fuck.
Really?
Yeah.
Underrated? I think they're rated just.
Is there a site where they are ever rated? Do they have a grade?
Yeah, man. I mean, what are they? They're basically like repurposed like vessels used for bombing runs. They're not even. They're nothing. They're workhorses. They're nothing.
You shut your goddamn mouth.
It's all about the B-wing, though. That's always been my favorite. It's such an unorthodox kind of.
I think
ship
the A
design.
is my least favorite of the main fighters.
I like the A-wing. I like fast things.
I love that they're doing kind of a class system with this, where you have like your well-rounded ship, which is like your TIE fighter and your X-wing, and then you have like your fast ship, which is like your interceptor and your A-wing, and then you have like your bomber, or the TIE bomber, and the Y-wing, and then there, what is it? What was the other? Was there another class? There was like the B-wings and something else, right? Or were B-wings not even in it? Maybe B-wings are in it.
B-wings have to be in it.
Yeah, or B-wings or death. So then we got the maybe strangest thing I saw this entire little presentation, which was the Sims 4 Journey to Batuu.
I didn't watch that.
You didn't see? Yeah. So I did because I was like, it's a Sims 4 Star Wars expansion, and I was like, what is this? What does that even mean? Here's another like a little Mad Lib. I was like, Sims 4 and Star Wars, like, and it was just like a weird trailer, and it was so weird. It was just like a bunch of Sims characters going woo, 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 and like Star Wars stuff happening. Yeah, and they're just talking in gibberish, and then like this chick gets a lightsaber or something. It was just it was weird. I was like, okay. All right, moving on. Then we got a quick look at Mafia, the definitive edition.
Yeah.
Which I'm all in for. I think it looks really good, and I'm like kind of been hankering for like a period, kind of like, you know, because it's a remake.
As long as I can listen to like old music in my my Model A while I'm driving down the road.
I'm sure you can, bud.
I better be able to. I want to listen to old oldies.
Oldies, oldies.
It'd be like, yeah. I really want it to be like GTA. I don't know. I didn't play the original. I didn't play any of the Mafia games.
It is, yeah. The Mafia 1 is basically GTA, but in the 30s or 40s. I don't remember. Yeah, looks cool. I like the ground. Like, I like that it's remade from it's not a remaster. It's a complete remake, ground up, complete all new assets. It looks like
the second one is just a remaster, right?
Yeah, 2 and 3 they did remasters of recently. They did like the collection, but the first one is like ground up remake, and that's the only one I've never played because I don't know did that ever come? Yeah, it came to PS2, I guess.
Yeah, it came to PS2.
Anyways, then we got what may quite possibly be my game of show.
What?
Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga.
It looked awesome.
Oh my god, what the hell? I was prepared to be like, okay, here we go, another Lego. And like I was like, oh my god damn, this looks fucking great. Like, why did it look so good? What?
Because they know what Star Wars notes to hit, and it has that Lego, it has the Lego charm.
I guess too, it's like it's just every trilogy, it's all 3 trilogies, so it hits this like nostalgia note that's playing the perfect track going on. But there was some cinematic stuff in there that you don't normally get in Lego games that really,
I think after the Lego movie was so successful, I think they really started upping their game.
Their production values on that game look really good. Like I was like, damn. Yeah, it looks like the Lego games for me have always looked like a game that could just be ported to last gen and no one would ever know. This looks like a tail end current gen video game to me. Like I was like, this looks so good. And there were some sequences where I was like, is this a cutscene or is this gameplay? Like, I don't know what's happening, especially in some of the like lightsaber battles that we were watching.
Mm-hmm.
And then the best part was when like
When
the
Palpatine
Emperor was like, and now you die. And then he like just throws the plastic lightning.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think it's good. I might pick it up. Depends on when it comes out.
I notoriously don't like the Lego games. I liked Lego Marvel Superheroes, the first one. I dug the like Star Wars The Force Awakens one was pretty good. But yeah, I haven't really touched a Lego game other than those. Like I don't care too much.
Well,
I'm always find myself being like, I just wish this was a real Star Wars game.
Yeah, I think the only one I played was the prequel trilogy Lego Star Wars, like on the Wii. It was a long time ago.
Yeah, I mean that's the other thing. You played one Lego game, you played them all, and this doesn't look like that. This looks like they added a little bit more oomph. I mean, I'm sure there's still going to be that like standard Lego thing in there, and I don't know, but it looks really good, dude. I don't know why. I don't know. Maybe I just was in that mood. I don't know. It looked.
No, I had a smile on my. I don't know, because everything in the Gamescom so far was like either like super serious or like super techy, and then you had the Star Wars Lego game, and it's just like, hey, video games are fun.
Yeah,
like, yes, video games are fun.
They just nailed a lot of jokes just in the trailer that I just thought were good. Like, I don't know, it all felt. they had the right amount of like seriousness and like funny like times. Like I was like, because if they're too funny all the time, then it's like too much. You know? When they were like punch it, and then like Chewie punches 3PO.
3PO in the face.
Yeah, that was okay. Good stuff. We won't talk about it anymore. I'm sorry. I'm like excited about that game now. It was not on my radar at all.
Well, because they like dropped like a teaser for it like last year.
Yeah, and then I was always confused because what I thought it was going to be like just a collection of older Star Wars games,
but it's like an all new
it's like
collection,
brand new, like from the beginning trilogy to the end, and
which is pretty cool. That enough of a gimmick is enough for me. I'm just like, what? 9? I get to play through 9 movies with like all the memorable scenes with funny clips and
even stuff I wasn't crazy about in the movie itself. Like the horse riding on the ship in Rise of Skywalker, I was like, oh, "That's cool in this game. Like that looks cool here."
Because
like,
because that scene. I don't get too off topic, but that scene was cool on paper.
Horses no breathe space air.
They weren't in space.
But then neither do people. So then we got a look at.
They weren't in space, Robin. They weren't in space. They were above the air. Yeah, they were on Exegol, dude. Come on. All right. Next up, Teardown. Yeah, which I couldn't fully grasp this game. It seemed like a fully destructible sim environment where you had to manipulate the environment to get to an endpoint while collecting things the fastest way possible. That's what I got at. Cool. That's what I meant. Like half of these games were super serious, and the other ones were really techy. Like this game was really techy. It was like, look at this tech. Look at this very technical game where you can do all these moving parts.
Like you said, it did feel like they appealed to a PC. Like they were trying to appeal to a PC crowd with a lot of these trailers. Definitely, and a lot of like you said, because it looked at like wow, realism or tech as shit. Like. Yeah, it looked cool.
I wasn't a fan of the color palette or whatever from that area. It was kind of boring looking. But I'm sure there's some cool emergent puzzle stuff that could be done with that game. So
we'll see. Next up was Medal of Honor.
Medal of Honor VR.
Okay.
Whatever. I mean,
sure. If you have a VR, that's probably cool. It's probably fun.
Yeah. Yeah, if I had a VR and the thing was like $10-15, whatever. I like World War I, World War II games. I like killing Nazis and stuff, so I'm just like, whatever.
I do love killing Nazis. That's why Wolfenstein 2, people, you still keep sleeping on it. Damn, that game was good.
Oh man, it's all about Wolfenstein 3D. Okay.
It's about a guy from Texas killing Nazis. Why aren't we playing this game more often?
Is there a robot spider Hitler?
No, but you
Not
do get to.
Not interested, dude. Wolfenstein 3D. Else to tell you.
You do get to poison Hitler and watch him throw up on fart all over the place. That's awesome.
Pretty cool.
You go to Jupiter and you poison him. He's on Jupiter, and
I like how you just flippantly say that. Yeah, so you go to Jupiter and you poison Hitler.
you know what I mean. That's standard,
nonchalant,
standard video game thing where you poison Hitler on Jupiter. Then we saw one of my next favorite games. We saw.
Oh yeah,
Chorus.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for space fighting games. I love space fighting games.
Same. Yeah.
So I'm just
we don't have any.
So. No, that's not necessarily true. There are actually a few on Switch that I've been interested in picking up. Not Starlink. It's an indie game. I forgot what it's called. It's like $30. I didn't pull the trigger on it because it was $30. I'm like, ooh. But there's a couple out there. It's mostly on PC though. PC is the big space platform. Bastards.
Yeah.
But there's some good ones out there. But this one looks cool.
I'm a sucker for like, give me Star Fox, give me
Star Wars, give me Star Fox.
There was another game that I can never remember what it was called. It was also on Super Nintendo. It had similar graphics to Star Fox, and it was also a ship game. It did that Mode 7 thing, but I can never remember.
It was called the Super FX chip. Okay.
Okay.
Get it right.
Whatever it did the thing with the graphics. I can never remember what it's called, but yeah, it was there was another cool one.
I think it starts with a B. I know which one you're talking about. It had like a black cover with red lettering.
That sounds right.
Yeah, I can't remember the name, but I know what you're talking about.
Battle
I think there was
something. I don't know.
Yeah, I think there was two of them actually. But yeah. I've always been. I can still play Star Fox. I think it. I mean, that's probably just because we grew up with it. I can't imagine a 14-year-old playing Star Fox and being like, "This looks good. This is totally playable."
10 frames per second. Yeah. I can still play it. I love that, but also I love the music and everything too.
The music is so great. Yes. Next they showed a cast reveal trailer for 12 minutes.
Well, 12 minutes. So we got Willem Dafoe, Daisy Ridley, and who was the third?
McAvoy.
James McAvoy. And it looks like a game where you just live in this one room, but it's like a time loop type thing.
They released a trailer for it sometime last year. It's some sort of interactive novel narrative thing.
It seems like something that doesn't show well in a trailer because you're like, what do I do?
That's why I think.
What does I do?
That's why I think they showed this cast trailer just to be like, guys, we swear we have scruples. Look who's voicing our game.
Yeah, and that's probably the way to go with games like
with
this.
With a game like that.
Yeah, I mean, you're like,
well, I mean, for a narrative-driven game like that, you're going to need to show off your cast muscle if you have it, because the game is all about narrative. So, yeah,
narratives.
Yeah.
We'll see when that one comes out. Next, we had a game called Tool Music Video Simulator. I mean, Little Nightmares 2.
No, there's definitely not enough DMT to be a Tool simulator. What's wrong with you?
there were a couple of
maybe Tool Undertow era, maybe.
Yeah, there were some. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
It was Prison Sex, the game.
Yeah, there were some scenes that were totally reminding. I was like, is this a Tool video?
Yeah,
because you're a little creature, and there's other weird shit happening in the background. Yeah. But yeah, this is very much in the same vein as Little Nightmares 1, which I didn't play a ton of. I played a little bit. But Limbo and Inside and those puzzle platformer horror.
I'm not a fan of those games, honestly. Those types of slow burn adventure platformers. I want to be, but I always end up playing for 15 minutes and I'm just I'm bored. This is not.
I have to be in the mood for them. However, I will say that not Limbo, Inside is really good. That game only gets better.
Stealthish stuff, right? There's no stealth elements.
Yeah, at first, and then it gets into it has some of the best puzzles since like Portal 2. Like that game has some crazy great like puzzle design. And then the ending is so fucked up and weird, and you're just like, what the hell is going on? Yeah, just please play Inside if you haven't and you like the idea of like a side-scrolling horror platformer.
Yeah, Little Nightmares too.
Again,
it's a
to
game.
me, Little Nightmares has always been the lesser of the other ones because it didn't have quite the like clever design as the others. This one looked a little cooler, so we'll see. But yeah. And then we got Sam and Max.
Yeah, I'm a fan of the Sam and Max games.
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay, let's take it away.
I was not expecting a VR because there hasn't been a Sam and Max game on consoles.
Are you sure about that? I thought there was one
in a long time.
Not this gen, but last gen. I think there was one on like 360. I think.
Yeah, but I was not expecting them to be like Sam and Max VR. And I mean, the graphics don't look great. It's a VR game. Most VR games are kind of janky by nature.
They're impossible to show.
But they didn't show any gameplay really. But it's Sam and Max. We all know the gameplay of Sam and Max, the point and click adventure. So I'm sure it's going to be a deviation of a point and click adventure in VR, where you play as like the third wheel of Sam and Max. I don't know. I like the humor in those games. It's funny. It's funny. I got nothing else to say.
Next we got something that I don't have much to say about at all, which is Pharaoh: A New Era. I don't know what the hell that.
They didn't even show anything. They just showed some like works freaking animation in the beginning, and it's like, oh, cool! It's a sim game of some kind.
That's what I got from like just sort of hint at it. Like, let us know what we're watching.
Yeah,
because you're just going to show a vague animation, and the animation looked good. But just like
that doesn't mean anything. It just means you have a good production quality for your animation.
I can't get behind a game that I don't know if this is going to be a Metroidvania or an RTS or what the hell.
I looked in the clickety clock description box. It's some type of sim game like Civ or something.
That's what I got out of it because it kind of zoomed out at the end and showed like the city.
I don't really like those games. So
we got Project Cars 3.
Yeah. What a name, man. That sounds like it's like that's just like their project name, like literally. Because like when games like start up, they just have a project name, like it's just like a code name. It's like they just didn't bother coming up with a title. You're like Project Cars. Wow. But yeah.
I wonder how many people have like accidentally bought that game for their kid, thinking it was a Cars game, and it was just.
These guys don't talk. Where's Tomato?
Where's the
Where's
Tomato? Then we got Origami 2.
That's pretty cool.
I played the first one. It wasn't. Yeah. It was a stealth. It was a stealth action game, but it was just a stealth game. Yeah. It had some cool ideas. It didn't. It felt like they didn't have much of a budget to work with. So hopefully this kind of alleviates that a little bit. It looks like I was surprised when I saw it. I was like, what?
Yeah, I was not expecting Origami 2 because I remember that was one of the early games I got on PS Plus when I first got PS Plus.
Let me ask you this.
Origami. It's like,
why did they ever call a game stealth action instead of just stealth?
Because it's stealth until you get caught, but then it has action mechanics that follow through.
I guess Origami can't really have, because once you're like one hit and you're dead, right? And isn't that how it works? I think you die in one hit.
I said I haven't played that game since I got it on PS Plus. It was like 4 years ago or something.
Yeah, I believe you die in one hit in the original game, which is why you're really, really not ever supposed to get caught. Pretty much if you get caught.
It is a stealth game because like Metal Gear, a stealth game. It's never been a stealth game because that's not the only option. It's a stealth action game. If you get caught, if you want to do stealth and you get caught, there are options. You have weapons. You have CQC. You can do stuff.
Close quarters. Down. You know what? Let's just talk about Metal Gear.
All right. Tight.
I would. That wouldn't be hard for you to jump
Nah.
into. Then we got one called Retro Machina.
Yeah.
So at first I was like, and then I kind of was like, this kind of looks like a super giant game.
Yeah, that's what I got, but it looked like someone was trying to make a Supergiant game, which doesn't automatically mean it's bad, but it didn't exactly make me go, "Ooh, a Supergiant-esque game."
Definitely looked like a Bastion style combat system.
That same
Isometric,
kind of camera, yeah.
stylized visual, anime look. Indie look. That indie stylized kind of thing, and you're rolling around.
Plus, it has the name retro in it, so
Yeah, it does.
Pretty cool.
Has kind of like a weird, like steampunk, Art Deco kind of thing going on. Yeah, I had mixed feelings about it after watching it. I was like, okay, this could be really cool, or it could be lame. What I did like is that you can like possess other robots, which was cool. You can like possess like a big strong robot and go over and like smash a wall, or possess a frog robot that can hop on water and stuff. I don't know. We'll see.
So basically Mario. You're just gonna be Mario.
Yes, it was. It was Mario. It's the new Mario.
Oh. What if in the new Mario game it's just he's a robot now?
I play it.
Yeah, me too. That sounds kind of cool, actually.
Yeah.
Wait, they already had that with the Donkey Kong versus Mario minis. Remember that series on the DS?
They had the like army of Marios.
the wind up Marios. Oh my God.
Yeah. Then we got another look at Godfall with some developer commentary.
How much commentary can they have for a game? My gosh, all they've done with that game is just talked about it.
Yeah, I personally, again, I think it looks fun. It's another game that I don't want to watch people play it. I just want to play it. Yeah. It's kind of like Star Wars Squadrons. I'm just kind of like, just give me it. Give me the controller.
What can you? That's what I mean. Like, so much about it. It's like you don't need to sit there and have a 12-minute video breaking down all these mechanics. You don't like.
And I always hate how
let us play the game.
Developers can't. They never cite any other games as their inspiration when they're talking about it.
That's kind of looked down on.
I know, but it's at the same time when you're talking about something like Godfall, it's like you can just say that this is Devil May Cry meets Diablo, dude. You can just say that. Like, it's fine. Just do it. Shut up. I don't know. The graphics look really cool.
Yeah, I think a lot of big studios and big publishers, they don't. They're afraid to be tongue in cheek like that. That's why I love Devolver so much, because they just don't care.
No,
they just don't. Devolver does not care. They will be their tongue is through their cheek, and it's like licking their earlobe. Like they don't care. I love them so much.
Yeah, Devolver, man, they've become their own seal of quality. Like, it seems like every game I see where it's like, whoa, this is crazy. What is this? And it's always like Devolver.
Yeah,
like,
basically, yeah. If a game looks interesting, it's published by Devolver.
Yeah, like, where was I? There was a game I was playing the other day, and I was like, wait, this is Devolver?
Yeah,
it was a game it was like because it's like a 3D game, and I was like, Devolver?
Yeah, usually, yeah.
What is it? Something pretty popular. Is it? It's not Fall Guys, right?
I don't think so. No.
They did something recently. Anyway, I don't know. Then we got to look at a game called Syndrus.
Oh no, you missed Limnus Gate. Which when I watched the trailer, it just looked like a normal shooter. But then I read the description, and it described the game as a turn-based first-person shooter. But the video I watched was very confusing. I don't know. They had some sort of time manipulation mechanic or something in the game. I could not get heads or tails of that game. It was not presented well as a trailer, because I knew it looked like they were trying something different with like turn-based, like with live action, like an ATB shooter.
I must have went to the bathroom during this one or something. I don't know. I didn't watch. I didn't get this.
It didn't look special, but I read the description. I'm like, what the hell does that mean? Turn-based combative shooter. What?
But yeah,
This didn't look like the Valkyrie Chronicles thing.
weird.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, and then they jumped to Syndrus, which
Dangerous.
yeah, it's like a survival type of game.
Yeah, it's like a choose your own adventure / maybe some like I don't know. I couldn't quite get grasp on if it was like if there was like RPG elements or if this was really just more of a like Telltale kind of choose your own adventure game, but just presented in like a stylized kind of like desolate look. I don't know. It didn't really do anything for me, but it was. I mean, it could be cool, I guess, if you like stuff like that.
Uh-oh.
Then we got to look at Everspace 2. John, let me ask you. Yep. I am getting reports. This is the most space combat we've seen in a showing of a video games ever. This is the most.
That's right, John. That's right, John. We got 2 games.
Three.
3 games.
Star Wars Squadrons.
3 games.
We got Star Wars Squadrons. We got Everspace 2, and we got Chorus.
Traverse.
Corvs.
Traverse. Why do they, like the band Traverses? What is that?
Don't why? You don't need to put a V in. You can put a U.
I love Traverses. They're my favorite.
Traverses. What's your favorite band?
But the reason they did that is actually a pretty smart reason. They added the V there because they realized it would be really hard for people to search for their band if their band was called Churches. So they're like, let's just make it into a V. And it's like, oh, you know what? That makes actually perfect sense.
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, it's got to be like when like Tool was first starting out, and it was just like, can you imagine trying to Google Tool? Yeah. Like, there's lots of Lowe's near you.
Yeah, right. There's a Tractor Supply near you, about 2 miles away.
Tools near me. Yeah. So Everspace was cool. It again.
Boom boom. Space.
I never played the first one, but they're pretty PC centric. I don't know if is this one coming to consoles. I don't know. Whatever. It looked kind of cool though. Yeah. I never played the first one, but yeah, it's space sim combat. Dogfighting. Space is fun. Space is fun.
Space is the place.
Speaking of fun, we got a look at a game called Solasta.
Did it look fun? Because it didn't really look very fun.
No, it didn't. That's what I was saying. Speaking of fun, we didn't get any fun out of this next trailer.
I got you.
It's funny.
It's funny. It's funny.
It
looked pretty by the book. Kind of. I don't know. I just kind of zoned out.
Yeah, same, man. I was just it was just really short, and we didn't get really any information. Yeah. It was just like, this is mystical times. Solasta.
And then they showed some like D20s. It's like fantasy role playing.
Yeah, and then you're like, okay, what? That doesn't. You gotta be like special in a time with 5 billion video games.
Right? You want to stand out.
I mean, dude, the Switch is basically Steam at this point. Like you go to the eShop trying to find sales, and it's just like, I don't even know where to where to go. It's just like so many pages. And then, but really speaking of fun, we got Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart actual first gameplay look.
First gameplay look.
Gameplay of the gameplay. Real gameplay.
To quote Microsoft, world premiere.
World premiere. Console timed exclusive. No, this will be
yes, very much.
Yeah, I think this game looks really good. It looks really fun.
It looks real good. Looks real polished. I won't play it, but it looks really cool. I just don't have time for Ratchet and Clank. Okay.
dude. I still like. I don't know why I loved the remake of Ratchet and Clank on the PS4 way more than I should have. I had so much fun with that game.
You're not supposed to, Robin.
I know.
You're not supposed to.
Super fun. I don't know that the gimmick that they have going on looks like it does work. It just looks kind of cool. Like there really was like just like fucking portals opening and like dinosaurs just falling through, and they were like fighting them, and they'd run through and then they'd fall through a portal, and they were on a pirate ship, and they're like, "What do we do? I don't know."
Shoot the pirates!
It looked pretty crazy. I'm interested to see like how this is like long term, how the gameplay is going to be. If that every level can't be you just like flying through every portal. That's clearly like the beginning, but
I mean maybe they won't level structure anymore. Maybe it'll just be a linear kind of experience instead, not broken up episodically like in levels. Maybe it'll just be,
Well, they kind of did that with the remake. They kind of like made it to, because they haven't really done the levels thing in Ratchet and Clank for a minute, because they kind of do like a Star Fox Adventures thing where when you go to another planet, you get in your plane and you actually go and do like a little like
a Kingdom Heart,
but just a little bit better than the gummy ships.
I don't know. The gummy ship in 3 was pretty tight.
Yeah, it's better than that. Better than that.
What? Better than the gummy ship in 3? It can't be as good as the first gummy ship, though.
Yes, it can. It can always be better. I didn't even know how to, like, I would sit there so confused. I was like, how am I building this? This is so weird. Like,
I know.
The interface was the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. Anyways.
I hate Kingdom Hearts.
No, you don't. You love it.
I tolerate it.
Then we got Magic, Fortnite, Spellbreak.
Wow, Spellbreak.
This game...
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's Magic, Fortnite.
It looks cool.
It looks fun.
Yeah.
And it's going to be free. So it's like... You can't really
complain.
It's going to be on Switch, PS4, and Xbox, and PC. It's going to be free, and it's probably going to end up being cross-platform.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It does look fun. It looks more fun than Fortnite. It looks, and I'm a sucker for like any trailer that just like shows ridiculous like battle mage just like running around, and then this like starts playing like metal music, and I'm like,
I did not like the music.
I love it. I love it.
I hated it. It reminded me of like this like an anime fight scene or something.
Yes.
I was just like, this is not what I'm into. I hated it. Oh, I didn't hate it. Jumping up in the sky, throwing fireballs.
Lightning bolts from the sky hit your face in the eye.
That's amore.
No, but the gameplay looks fun. It looks like I said, looks like Fortnite Magic, but that's cooler than Fortnite Gun. So let's do it.
It's true. It is.
So
Blood Bowl 3.
Blood.
Speaking of arcade sports games.
Bowl 3. I did not play the previous 2 Blood Bowls because I've always thought the game name Blood Bowl was like the worst thing because I just think of somebody with like bloody diarrhea.
You know what they should have called the game when it came out? They should have gotten the licensing rights for Mutant League Football and just called it a reboot of Mutant League Football. Really,
really should have, because that sounds way better than Blood Bowl. I just think of somebody going, "Oh, dude, I left a bunch of blood in your bowl."
Or it sounds like the worst thing you could get at a Taco Bell. I'll have a large blood bowl
with extra Dorito crisps. The Blood Bowl. Oh, jeez, Louises.
That's disgusting. Yeah, it was a cinematic trailer. Whatever. Like, again, whatever.
Then we got a game called Pumpkin Jack.
Medieval much?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was like. Yep, this looks like medieval. I don't know, man. Nothing about that game like stood out to me at all. Yeah. Like I was so bored, and it has decent animation and the art style looked okay, but I don't know. I was just like, this just looks something like this looks so familiar. I didn't do anything. This was like something that should have come out on like the PS like 1 or the PS2 or something, and like you said, like medieval. Like it was
looks
just
like medieval. Like, and it looks like the medieval remake looked better than it. I'm just like,
and the medieval remake wasn't that good.
Yeah.
So that's saying something.
Yeah, I'm just like, yeah, you're right. It just looks like a familiar rehash of something that really wasn't that groundbreaking in the first place.
Like when they announced the medieval remake, and I went back and played medieval on PS1, and I went, what are they going to do with this? Because this isn't charming. This isn't charming like Spyro and Crash.
Yeah.
This is like not fun. Like this is a messy game. It doesn't like work in the modern like form. But sure, I guess that's a game. Then speaking of underwhelming, we got another game. And you remember, I had a dream game idea called Howl, where you played as a werewolf.
You played as the guy from Gilligan's Island, right? The old rich guy?
No. Howl.
Oh, wrong Howl.
W.
Oof. Sorry.
Now, we got a game called Werewolf something something blood something.
No, are you ready?
Apocalypse.
Werewolf. The Apocalypse Earth Blood. What the hell? Okay,
either
I'm sick of
this is
subtitles.
the problem.
I'm sick of
We
subtitles.
either have titles that are too short or too long. No one can just be like, no one just has like Metal Gear anymore, or like, like.
Yeah, because it has to be evocatively short, but you don't want something like Werewolf the Apocalypse Earthblood.
Why are there so many names? That sounds like three different video games.
It literally just sounds, it sounds like they just had like a board full of names and they're like Werewolf, Apocalypse, Earthblood. Whoa!
Why not just call it Earthblood? Why not just call it Werewolf Apocalypse? Why not just call it
the thing is, it's based, the Vampire Masquerade?
Yeah.
It's based off of there's a whole pen and paper setting. There's like vampire, there's werewolf, there's a mage and changeling, and there's a few other like.
So this is going to be like an RPG. You think? I mean,
it's based off of the werewolf setting. I don't know if it is. I mean, you can say the same thing about the Warhammer games. They're based off.
I knew you were going to go with Warhammer.
Yeah. So who knows if it's going to be?
Yeah, they have like third-person shooters and first-person hack and slash.
But I mean, I'm glad to see this weird pen and paper thing from the 80s like suddenly make a comeback in video game form. So
yeah, it's better that I know that now, because to me I was like, that's just, what were they even thinking when they were naming this?
No, it's based off of I think the book, the lore book is called Werewolf the Apocalypse. I don't know where they got Earthblood. Probably something within lore, but it's still not. They should have just called it Werewolf the Apocalypse or Werewolf Earthblood.
Yeah, all of those are better names. I mean, you could pick anything out of there and it's a better name.
Yeah, because the Apocalypse Earthblood doesn't even make any sense. Those are just words.
Werewolf blood, Earth blood, werewolf Earth Apocalypse, blood apocalypse. I mean, you could literally move all the words around and they work better. So yeah. This trailer was weird because it did not evoke in me that this was going to be an RPG. To me, it looked like
not an RPG.
I mean, I guess it's just running off of some lore, but yeah, to me, it looked like a Doom trailer or something where it was like, because it was like a dude and like a big robot and like, and then like he like about to get sawed and he turns into a werewolf and. But it just looked all very like, I don't know. The art style was super like kind of just forgetable and generic, and I don't know. Nothing. It didn't do anything for me.
Yeah,
I wanted it to. I really like.
It is cool that they. Yeah, it's cool that one, they're taking more from the of settings, and two, we're getting a werewolf game. That's pretty cool.
You know me, I like werewolves. Why do we not have any werewolf games?
I don't understand. They seem like they're like, it's the perfect like gameplay fodder. Like, you're a werewolf. Like in video games are mostly about power fantasies. A werewolf. I could turn into a werewolf. There you go.
I've even said that we don't have enough vampire games, but at least like we got the game Vampire, which was a pretty good RPG, third person. Vampire, what I still,
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't understand. Like we never get werewolf games. It seems like such an obvious game to do, and then like being able because you could. There's like only a few games. There was like Castlevania on the 64, which wasn't even the original. It was the Legacy of Darkness, like the re-release, where you could play as what's his name?
I don't know, man. You know more about Castlevania lore than me.
You play as the guy. And he turns into a werewolf every now and once you get like enough power-ups, I believe. And that was so cool to me when I was a kid. And then Altered Beast,
which I don't know if that really counts.
And then
but
like
both those are like kind of like, yeah, they're kind of like off to the side. They're not like a main mechanic of the game, right?
And then there's the Morrowind and Skyrim expansions but that's like, you know what I mean? Like it's also like it's so bare bones, unintended. Bare bones.
Bare bones, because werewolves would probably eat a bear. They would kill and eat a bear.
Let me turn into a fucking werewolf. God. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. It's even like, I don't know, like nowadays it's like, okay, no werewolf games, but like there's never really been werewolf games.
No.
Why?
And I even said like that would make even stuff like in Overwatch. That would make the perfect hero in Overwatch. Is like a dude with like a hunting rifle, and then when he gets his his ultimate ability, you like press the thing, and then he turns into a freaking werewolf and runs around. He's badass for a minute. Like I don't know, like why are there not more werewolf characters? Like what's going on here? Huh?
Is this something I don't know?
Okay, well I'm upset now.
Apparently you are.
I'm very mad. So then we got a game called Dual Universe.
Wow, what a dumb name.
Yeah, well, it doesn't.
I don't think it's a very good name at all.
It was just an MMO. It's an MMO.
I don't think that was just an MMO, man.
It's just an MMO.
Are we talking about the same game? The game where like you could design and make anything?
Yeah. It is an MMO, right? It says that in the trailer.
Well, just because it's in a shared universe doesn't mean it's just an MMO. Like you can literally create anything you want. Like you can build things and share it, and I don't know.
Okay. Yeah.
It looked techie. It looked like, look what we can do now.
You can build your own ship.
Yeah.
Speaking of more,
because like because they're like talking about like, I don't know, they're using all this freaking tech lingo about voxels and pixels and manipulating stuff.
No, I remember seeing this game a long time ago.
Well, now they have the technology to do it, Cardinal.
And I was thinking, damn, I don't think this game's ever going to come out. And I was like, oh, it kind of almost didn't, because like, damn, like, because it looked like something that was too ambitious. I was like, I don't know if they're going to really do that.
But they did it. And
you
like, call it just like, an MMO? Just.
No Man's Sky, but it's like you can literally just build every single facet of your ship, and it's like, okay.
Yeah. Well, it's not your ship. You can like build anything. Anything your heart desires.
Speaking of anything, let's talk about my next favorite game.
Speed Limit.
This was I think this,
that was the first video I clicked on just because I was like, this looks awesome. I didn't want to like, I was scrolling down to the bottom of the IGN list and I saw Speed Limit. I'm like, I need to watch this.
Dude, this
it's Spy Hunter. It's Spy Hunter Redux.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's everything, because I love Spy Hunter, but that game, it was an arcade game, so it's not exactly a forgiving, fun kind of progressive experience. Like, it's not a game that you play and
I always
continue playing
like 20 seconds and
die.
And I'm like, God damn.
But it's cool because you're in this car and you're a spy and you got weapons. You're like James Bond basically. But this looks like everything I've ever wanted from a Spy Hunter game.
This looks like a Devolver game.
Yeah. No, really, it does. It also had those side-scrolling, like it looked like Rolling Thunder almost. I don't know if you've ever played the Rolling Thunder games, but it had yeah, it looked like it was just like a nice little. It looked like it was taking a lot of retro beats from games that people don't, because like everyone takes retro beats from like the retro games, you know. It's like, oh, I took this retro beat from Mega Man, and this one from Mario, and this one from Final Fantasy. It's like, yeah, okay, but what about Spy Hunter? What about Rolling Thunder? It's like, so I'm very excited about this one.
It really does. There's a sequence in the game I keep telling you to play, Katana Zero.
Give me money.
Katana Zero.
Give me money, Cart. Give me money.
There's a sequence. It's like kind of like a car chase sequence, and it like that. There was a part of this trailer that reminded me so much of that sequence in Katana Zero. I'm all in. This game looks awesome.
Yeah. No,
I mean,
that's probably my game of show.
Yeah, I was between that one and Lego Star Wars. Yeah. And also, I mean, like Ratchet and Clank was on there, but like we've seen that before.
Seen it. Yeah.
So it wasn't like that. I didn't have the wow factor, and also I really liked what was it?
Divorce.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Divorce.
Yeah.
Divorce.
Curves. I like curves.
Yeah,
curves.
You do.
I like them curves, baby. But yeah, Speed Limit, man. Damn. That game looks so cool.
It's exactly what it is. It looks cool. It's like
it kind of was. It was like one of those games where I didn't realize this show was lacking games like that until they showed a game like that. Mm-hmm. Which to me, it seemed like they showed like a lot, like more games like that, at like a Nintendo Direct or like the indie world directs and stuff. And then we just like didn't see, like you said, everything in this was either like realistic or techie or very like it was very pandering to PC players, and so this was a little out of left field, and I was like, damn, this looks tight.
Yeah, it looked super cool.
Speed Limit. Then we got,
if that game was a person, he'd be like, I don't know, who's a really cool person?
Dolph Lundgren.
I was gonna say Tom Selleck, but
no, Tom Selleck works better because he's got
a mustache and drives a car.
No. If this was a person, it'd be, what's the guy's name who plays in Quantum Quantum Leap? Scott
Bakula?
Scott Bakula.
This game is cool.
This game is the Scott Bakula of video games.
You know, Scott Bakula is the Alf of humans.
Is he?
Yeah. Just look at the pictures side by side, and you'll hate me.
Does he look like Alf?
Yeah, he kind of looks like Alf.
You know, he was in Scott Bakula as a cameo in a recent, fairly recent Always Sunny in Philadelphia episode. Oh, that's funny. And it's a musical episode, and he sings, and it's absolutely amazing.
I love Scott Bakula.
He's a custodian for like a retirement home, and they're like, "Oh, you here researching a role?" And he's like, "Yeah, that's what I'm here doing." And then they leave, and they're like, "Hey, Scott, somebody pissed all over the toilet. Get the fuck in there." He's like, "Okay," and they're like yelling at him and shit.
Poor Scott Bakula.
He's great. Then we got X4.
It's a game. It's a game that I will never play for multiple reasons. So, you know.
What is it?
It's I forgot what that genre is called, but it's like, you know, like
would you call it an RTX?
Yeah.
RTX.
But I don't know if it's real time or is it turn based. But I think it is real time, but it's like one of those games where like you have huge scale, like galaxy wide, and you have like you can zoom in and out and out. I don't know. I don't have a personal computer, so.
Yeah, I'm not a nerd, so I probably won't be playing this game.
I'm not a freaking nerd. Okay, you can take your Apple IIe's and get out of here, nerd.
I'm not some sort of nerd, okay, guy.
I'm cool, like Scott Bakula. All right.
Yeah. We're over here playing Speed Limit with Scott Bakula. All right?
And you're over here.
We're gonna have Scott on next week. We're gonna talk to him about Speed Limit.
Yeah. Well, you guys are on your mouses and your keyboards,
Yeah, loser.
right?
Loser lame. Then we only had one more.
No, we had
Weird,
a couple
huh?
more. We had a couple more.
All I have left is Giants Uprising. What do you have before that?
That and Tinkertown.
Tinkertown. That was the one I didn't watch. Tinkertown. Tell us about Tinkertown.
It looked a top-down Terraria mixed with like Link's Awakening.
That's very appealing to me.
Yeah,
I love.
It has
Terraria.
that, like, aesthetic-wise, it looks a lot like maybe like Stardew Valley a little bit. Not as colorful or charming looking, but it had that kind of like like modern pixel art kind of look.
Yeah, that 16/32 bit.
Yeah, so like you go around, you're like smashing up trees and stuff to get minerals, and you're going into dungeons, and I don't know. It looks cool. I wanted to like Terraria a lot. I couldn't really get into it, but top down seems like an interesting perspective to do one of those type of Minecrafty games.
I mean, that's the next logical step, right?
Yeah, because I mean, they kind of,
we got first person.
And they kind of tried that. They kind of tried it with the Dragon Quest Builder games. Those were like third person.
Yes,
back.
I played.
Like the next step would be just top down.
I played about 15 hours of Dragon Quest Builders 2.
I didn't play this. I love the first one, man.
Oh, the second one is better in every way. It's one of those sequels that improves on everything. Yeah, I definitely recommend if you like Minecraft or Terraria or
it's better
or Stardew.
Maybe not better than Stardew. Stardew is basically Harvest Moon, but better.
Well, but there's combat, which Harvest Moon doesn't have.
That.
But yeah, it has that like Zelda thing where you there is an actual plot and there is actual like a progression system where you fix a town and then it's like this is done and then you like move on.
See, that's what always turned me off about Minecraft and Terraria. I need a narrative structure. Like, why am I playing this? What am I doing?
Terraria just was like when I saw it because I love the 16-bit style and I was really into Minecraft at the time. And when I saw the trailer for Terraria, I was like, "Oh my god, this is like everything I want!" Like, this looks like Final Fantasy VI, the Terraria. You know, I mean the Minecraft version of Final Fantasy VI art style. Like, but anyways, yeah, cool. Tinkertown. I need to check that trailer out.
Yeah, check the trailer out. It looked. You'd probably really be into it. It looked pretty interesting. If it comes,
to
Switch,
me and management stuff, I'm gonna play it for a day and a half.
You're gonna love it for about 5 hours.
Yeah. So then we close out the show with Giants Uprising,
which is a weird way to. It's like, okay.
Yeah, this was
like
weird.
Tower defense. Who cares about tower defense?
You're the bad guy.
You're the guy invading the tower. It's tower offense.
I don't know, like the commentary was very like it felt very like I know they were like Eastern European, so they had that like, you know, heavy like Ukrainian kind of accents going on. But like it also like we're like sitting here watching this giant. They're like, you play as Giant, and he go in there and he smash people and kill people all times and smash building. But then you are like the invader of tower. It is a flip of game in tower, and so like it already kind of like it just sort of looked like a dumb game. Like I'm sorry, it looks kind of like a dumb game. Like it doesn't look fun to me. It just looks like a game that might be fun for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
But like I was like I get it. Like I get it, dude. I like already get what you're doing. And it was like you are big giant smashing everything and it's crazy and you are smashing giant, man.
Do you ever wanted to be a giant? What about tower defense? Were you ever like, I'm sick of defending tower. How can I not offensive tower now as Giant?
So you had this like very like almost like because the guy who was narrating was definitely not like super good at English. So like he already had that like almost like dumbed down vocabulary, and we're looking at this big like brutish giant, just smashing shit, and it was just like, you as giant smash thing, and you crazy and mad all time. It was like, and I was just like, God,
Not
this
appealing.
is like, this is, I don't know, man. It just didn't work for me.
No.
Big giant crazy man smash everything all the time. He's so mad. Like the dude narrating sounded like a Skyrim NPC.
Yeah. Like, you ever play Skyrim and be like, I want to play as a giant in Skyrim? No,
Hello,
I've never thought that,
Dragonborns.
actually.
You are there. You are killing everyone, but now you are as big as a giant is. It didn't.
No, it was a pretty low note to end day
It was
one
a
on.
weird game to show last. I was like,
Yeah.
what the hell is this?
Yeah.
Like, just ended on speed limit, man.
Well, I wasn't surprised they didn't. I was surprised they didn't end it on Everspace 2.
Or Everspace
Like,
2, which is
because
equal.
Everspace 1 was a huge game.
Or like Spellbreak, because that had like a lot of
Yeah.
that Fortnite DNA, but it was a cool twist on it.
But
that
no,
game's probably gonna
big
blow up.
giant smash.
That game's gonna be popular for like a day,
It's
and
not
then no
gonna
one's
be
gonna
popular.
play it.
It's
No,
not
it's
gonna
never
be popular.
not. It's never gonna be popular.
I'm sorry.
Well, it
Whoever
just didn't
you
look good.
are,
It didn't.
Swedish
The animation
developers.
looked really like it just
looks-
looked bad. It didn't look good.
Yeah, I hate saying that, but it looked not good.
It looked like when you're killing the villagers, it looked like what what I thought of when he was like smashing the guys on the ground. I thought of Primal Rage. When there's like the little
Primal
cave
Rage
thing.
reboot would be awesome.
Oh, I would die and kill myself again when I came back and then
Dude,
die
that's
again.
awesome.
I want Primal Rage so bad. Can we do it?
We could do it. Hey, Midway. I think they did Primal Rage.
Midway. Hello. Turns out it was Activision, John.
Well, there's no way we're getting it.
I don't actually remember, but wasn't it? Are you sure it wasn't like? So I feel like it was somebody weird, like Blizzard.
No, it wasn't.
Look it up. Look it up now on the air, live on the air.
I know.
It was
Acclaim.
Acclaim.
Yeah.
There it is. Okay.
Yeah.
It was
Well, it was Atari / Acclaim at
Okay.
that point. But yeah.
Or wait, what was the name of the ice? Because there was Chaos. What was the Ice Gorilla named Blizzard? Was that why I'm thinking that?
Probably. Yeah,
there
his
was-
name was.
Yeah,
Sauron.
Dude,
Oh man.
the Raptor, right?
Yeah. It's like
He was
what?
awesome.
Sauron?
That game was so
What?
gory. I loved the Ankylosaurus,
I love
dude.
I love the little your worshippers on the ground
Yeah,
in front of you. You
That's
can
what
like pick them up
reminded
and eat
me.
'em.
That's what reminded me of the giant game, because you could punt them around, and then if you got them like going, you could actually like play juggle with them. You could like knock them back and forth, dude. Oh fuck yeah, I love Primal Rage.
So much more interesting than Giant Uprising. It's a terrible.
If they would have,
The title Giant, it's an uprising that's large, or it's an uprising of giants, or what are we talking? Because it seems like there's only one giant.
the name was bad, the animation looked bad, the narration was weird.
These poor developers were just bashing into them. Sorry guys, but
they're like, we've got news that these people on this podcast are smashing us, and they're sending Big Giant to go smash them too.
someone named Carl and the Mate Bear.
We go to send it to kill Meat Bear and the Cardinals. We get them good. We smash them with our own giant.
I think it's Cardi B and Meat Bear. I think.
They call us like, "Hello, is this Cardinal?" I'm like, "Yes." Who's this? I'm like, "Oh, it's just the Amazon. There's a package on your front door. You should answer the doors." I look outside. There's like a big giant out there. I'm like,
well, he does a really good Mexican accent.
I'm like, no,
You're so-
I'm not.
Cardinal, you're so
door, man.
international.
I see that you have a giant out there that's waiting to kill me. He's like, no, that's not the
No.
giant. No,
That's not
it's,
the giant. That's my
he's a very
cousin.
friendly. He's my dog. He's hello.
He's my
Anyway, thanks for. What are we ending this show on? What is?
Primal Rage and
Primal Rage.
Making fun of some poor European people.
You know what else was great on Primal Rage? The music.
Yeah.
It had great music. Dude, it's Mortal Kombat with dinosaurs. Like, what in the world happened to that? Why would we? Where is it? And the T-Rex, there was Diablo, the T-Rex, remember?
Diablo.
Man, it's so cool.
I know.
We can't go unless we name all the characters.
I can't.
Blizzard, Chaos, Sauron, Diablo. What was the Ankylosaurus's name?
I don't know, man.
Talon.
Of course
Talon's
it's Talon.
the raptor. Sauron was the other T-Rex. There was 2 T-Rexes. There was Diablo and Sauron. And then there was... Oh, God. Who else was it? What's the Ankylosaurus? Huh?
Blizzard, Armadon, Talon, Sauron,
Armadon.
Chaos, Vertigo, Diablo.
Which one was Vertigo? Oh, he was the Dilophosaurus. He was like the weird one with the like expanding neck.
Yeah.
Sweet. Why was he Vertigo? He didn't like fly or anything.
Yeah, you think it'd be like a bird on.
What a weird name. Anyways, folks, you heard it here first. Primal Rage is the best game of all time, and it needs a reboot.
Primal Rage.
Now,
Yeah.
we actually won't do another podcast until that game is rebooted.
I'll see you guys never.
We're on strike officially. Thank you again for watching this episode of the Critical Beard Podcast. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to uppercut that bell. And if you don't, we're going to find you and pee in your soups. All of the soups that you make until you subscribe.